in school. And I was thinking like, I can't really use any of the materials I prepared for my students in my real classes because I didn't know what's the level of the students. Um, but I chose this theme called converting currency. Very easy. And have you heard about Nearpod? Yes. You had it? Others? Have you heard about Nearpod? Yeah. No? It's similar, I think, Bertek is also similar. And when I'm creating lessons, then when I have some students here who know that I really like to use different environments, but during the lesson, if I have to click in one window to another window, something can go wrong. So when I was teaching in Kenya and Uganda in summer, I discovered myself Nearport that you can really, how to say, students can be part of the lesson during that time. So if you're not busy like scrolling your phone or being in Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, you can also join me. And I haven't really played this through, but because I heard that I would do it for students. And to be honest, I think I will never use this presentation or this thing with my students because they are Estonian language speakers and my lessons are mostly in Estonian language. So if you take your smartphone and you have to go to the join.nearport.com and you will do like this code. And what I will show you is actually teacher view. And what will happen? We have some tests and it's okay. If you want, I can give you some marks also, but if you want. I know that it's Monday afternoon and doing math is not the best thing, but it's okay. So Nerport is also a very cool thing to use during the uh, online teaching and learning. And also it's possible to send this link. Okay, so yes. So yes, now I should like when we're supposed to have a meeting with or lesson with like students, then it's like not very uh, difficult company. They're easygoing. Students are teachers are hard company, as you know. So let's go on. Let's see what happens. So I chose this theme because most of them we are traveling abroad and we are in Turkey and we had to exchange some money. And most of the countries in Europe now, we can't say most, we have euro, so it's easy. Like for example, when I go to Spain, I have to don't think about like, do I need to change money? I just take my money, what I have in my wallet. Or for example, when I go to Germany, no problems. You come to Estonia, we have euro. But going to Romania, we have to change. Going to Turkey, we have to change. And then you need to know. Okay. So the idea of currency is this is a medium of exchange for goods and services. So we want something and we have to give something to get this what we want. And to make the life easier, some people once upon a time ago they invented money and now we use it. Do you imagine like we have some paper, and it has some numbers on and we divide it into some goods we get to a piece of paper. So now, this is a teacher view For students, usually I don't show this because you have also some kind of box, right? Because all these slides will come to your phone too. So it's easy to do distant teaching. So when I start activity, so you can type what kind of currencies you know. And I also put like time limit, 1 minute. So what I mean is like, for example, euro, pound, lira, dollar, and so on. And as a teacher, I can also do like this, hide student names. And I can see all the, and every time you type something, you have to press enter. Then all the words will come separately. You can write something, it doesn't matter, like, no grading. If you want, I can give you some marks, but I can give A or 5 to everyone. I know that in Germany, 5 is, like 1 is the highest number, right? The best grade is 1. Best grade is 1, yes? Yeah. And the worst is 5, yes? 6. 6 is the worst. Once upon a time, I was in Germany and I had a friend there and she told me like, oh, she has all 5s in math. I said, oh, me too. Estonia is the best grade. So, okay, the time was up. Okay. So what also. And of course, we have to write this in English, right? And do we know by heart how to correctly spell all these currencies? I know that I don't. So it's okay. So, so now we have, we was like in the classroom. It's a good way to talk about what kind of currencies there are. Like we have pound, we have dollar, and for example, dollar we have in the United States, we have dollar, we have Canada, we have dollar. Do we know any other countries that do have dollar? Australia. Australia has a dollar, yes. I think maybe was it in New Zealand? No? Canada, yes, dollar. Then we have, of course, did you know that lira, I think it's only in Turkey, right? But leu in Moldova is also leu. Romania. But Romania is leu, right? But in Moldova is also leu. Then, of course, it's different money, but still the name of the money is leu. In Estonia, we used to have kroner, and also in Sweden, they have kroners. And once upon a time, there was mark. And I know zloty in Poland, that's only. And pounds, except United Kingdom. Do we have any country else who has pounds? No. And for example, shillings, we have in Kenya and in Uganda, we have shillings, for example. So this would be a nice way to talk about different currencies, like what we have in different countries, what do we know, and if we don't know, what we can do is Google, like to make sure, because students are traveling quite often nowadays. So now you're going to have another activity. It's matching pairs. Like, let's see, it's you have 2 minutes to do this. So this would be, for example, this kind of exercise. Just to make sure that we did some kind of activity, we talked about this. So now students can, it's not like a test, for example, so it's more like game. So they can know like which kind of country, which kind of currency name it is compared. And now there is like this idea that when you have dollar, you only have to choose one country that has dollar. Otherwise, it will. If you have different dollars, then if you put the wrong dollar in the wrong place, it's not going to be good. And then you can see how it's doing. For example, it's possible. No, it's not possible. Yes. I was actually thinking about in my classroom to use this Nelboard. For example, if I want my student come to the blackboard, the whiteboard, to write something down, and usually they don't want to come, so maybe if they have their smartphone and they have like with finger, or maybe it's like a pen you can write with your phone. So they can do this kind of exercise on like blackboard, but I think it's not good to do this with this smartphone because the screen is too small. So maybe 2 minutes was not very long time to do this. But one thing what I like the idea is like I have all the tests, they are in the same environment, and I don't have to switch the screens, and all the information comes to the student phone. And if I don't have this kind of very crazy ideas what I want to do with them, I like them to be in the same place. It's okay, time's up. So how was it? So if I had some kind of weird mistake, so I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see what we have. So then I would talk about exchange rate. So I had three different definitions. I googled them, and I'm sorry I don't have any reference here, like where I took this quote from. So an exchange rate is a value of country's currency versus that of another country or in an economic zone. So, as you know, we came here to had to exchange money. So we had different places where we can do that, and you have to see the exchange rate, right? And we want to get the best value of this money. So we have now, it's all online. Here I have a link, but somehow central bank doesn't show me all the official currencies. So I googled them, and because we have uh, three different currency, in this room we have euro, we have leu, we have lira. So I googled the exchange rate, and now I see it's not very big letters. I'm sorry. So for example, from 1 euro, you get 1.95 leu. Is it like almost correct? Mostly we are doing rounding. We are doing if we do like actually I think 4 digits after comma, right? No? You just look at me like, okay, you can talk. We believe you. But when we do this money exchange, then we think about 2 digits, rounding 2 digits. And for example, euro and lira, it's 1 euro is about 10.75 lira according to Google. But when, for example, in Estonia we wanted to change, it was 8.95 or something like this. So different places, different exchange rates. And then it was interesting to see how split between leu and lira, how the exchange rates. So for example, 1 lira is about 0.46 leu. Is it? I've never been in Romania. I don't really know what we can get for this 46 leu. Do we get anything? Nothing? Not even like a bowl of sugar or something? No? How much one cola, for example, in 1.5, 0.5 cola, Coca-Cola, how much is it? About how many? 5? Okay. Okay. So, and one lei is like 2.717 lira. So it's, yeah. Okay. You're so quiet, it makes me nervous. I told you, like, teachers are very tough crowd. Very nervous, very nervous. I'm not afraid of students, never, only teachers. Okay. So, I know that we are not very good at calculating by heart in our minds, so we have to use calculator, right? So, for example, if I have like 1 euro, and I know that from 1 euro I get about 4.95 lei, yes. Then when I have 7 euros, it's easy. You can just multiply, right? Do we know in this English that multiply is to multiply? Because sometimes, you know, these terms in English are quite weird, especially if you have to teach in math. They are like, didn't know that. Okay, it's like okay, it's okay. And for example, if I know that the €1 is 4.25 lei, then how do I know how much how many euros is 1 lei? So then I have to divide. Yes, divide and multiply. If you didn't know these words, now you know. Okay, so okay, already. Now I think you have another test, right? On your phone. Yeah. Now you have to calculate. So it's like usual math lesson, like teacher is talking about very fast, about some kind of rules, and then now you calculate and it's a test. Only 2 questions. It's okay, because what can happen is, for example, that if you don't have calculator, you're using your phone's calculator, right? So then can come this kind of mistakes that somehow you like close this right window. So how long have you been talking? Because I can talk. And this is also a very good environment to do homeworks, for example, because you can do this kind of slide setting up, right, all the tests and these kind of exercises. And then there is option with students' own pace. That means like you give the student the link and it will just read the theoretical part and is doing the exercises. And so now I don't have any time limit. So you have to all answer and it's okay, lots of incorrect answers. Now there is a question like, did I calculate it correctly myself? That can happen. Because sometimes teachers do make mistakes. I'm sorry, we're not perfect. But our students are, and they know how to do it. Okay. Lots of incorrect answers. So this is like input to me, like, did I do a good test? Maybe I did a very bad test that doesn't show anything. Right? And of course, maybe I didn't explain you enough what I wanted to do. That's also possible, right? I didn't explain enough. So, yeah. And if you don't want to answer, also can I go on? Because okay. So, and in the end, it's also possible to talk about other currencies we have. Do you know this picture? Bitcoin. Do you have any Bitcoins?
Yeah. Like coins,
Yes, because now I think it was over $51,000 was one Bitcoin. I do also have, so I have some cyber currency. So now it would be nice to talk about other currencies, cyber currency. Do we have any? Because students, my students, most of them are 18, and they are already doing this kind of investing. Know about cyber currency and. Do you invest?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Because I do have some bitcoins, and it's also very funny to see that I have like 0.0057 some kind of money. Yeah, I'm not rich. No. It's about like 50 euros I have on my bitcoin. And this is kind of it was the idea of what my lesson was. So it was about 20 minutes. I have some tests and I have to think about what I did good, what I did wrong. So thank you.